So far from the first looks of when I unboxed this and we kind of checked it out, this has a lot going for it. We really hope it actually does perform as well as, well, we hope the performance holds up to the overall look and build quality, because this thing is pretty good. It's got an HDMI, it's got stereo speakers on the back, it's got 2 cameras. I mean, it's definitely up to today's standards, but we have to dive in a little deeper to see what it can really do. So specs are down below in the description. We're not going to bore you with specs on the video here, me talking, so we'll have it down below. You can reference them anytime, and without further ado, let us get a closer look on the Skytex Skypad 10s. Taking a closer look at the 10, this is the side where all the fun stuff happens. You have a power button, 3.5mm headphone jack, HDMI, micro USB, reset button, microphone, DC charger, micro USB. Nothing's going on the bottom, and nothing's going on this side, and the top has the back button, volume down and volume up. You also have stereo speakers on this side. Right there you have the logo, Skytex logo. The back is it's nothing special, but it doesn't actually leave any fingerprints, but it is a little bit, it does leave a lot of marks when you put it down on tables and stuff. And as you can see, this review unit, if you can see, there's quite a bit of scratches on it. The back is kind of susceptible, so if they have a case, I would recommend getting one of those. Camera on the top left, and on the front, nothing much really to make it its own. You have a camera on the top right corner, so it can be used in both portrait and landscape for optimized camera picture taking. Other than that, let us go into the software to see how this thing actually performs. Hello microphone, you see right here, it's very reflective. So this is the home screen. We're not going to dive too much into what this particular Android operating system is about, because this is a very standard Android experience, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just to say they haven't skinned it to make it their own. So we're going to look at a couple things here. We're going to look at an ebook, a video, a game that's in full 3D without any pre-rendered backgrounds or anything, so we can really see what this thing's capable of. The web browser, and then the App Store option. So let's go ahead and look at an ebook. We have Aldico open here with an ebook. Now we know this is Android, so there's tons of things you can, tons of different apps you can download. You can download whatever e-reader, ebook reading app you want. So we're not going to focus on the individual, the features. There we go. The features of this particular app, because it's going to be different based on what you download. But this is what it's going to look like. The viewing angle's not too bad. It's got decent contrast, good resolution, so you're bound to be okay reading books on this. Now, it's never good reading books on a tablet versus an e-reader, so note that when you're diving into this for a dedicated ebook reader. Now we're going to look at a video, and this will be a YouTube video of a video game trailer, so we can get some 3D action going. Have absolutely no bad things to say about the video. I mean, it's good resolution, decent amount of sound. Now I must say the Skypad, this is the Skypad 10s, and I must say the sound is clearer and higher quality than the 7s, but it's not as loud. So that was kind of the same thing we ran into with the Amazon Kindle devices. The Amazon Kindle HD, the Kindle Fire HD7 was actually one of, and still is to this day, the loudest tablet we've ever had in our grasps. The 8.9 versions, the bigger ones, were not as loud as the smaller one. We never knew why, but obviously it has a bigger speaker. So let us go on to a game now. This is a full 3D game called Cordy. Just gonna turn this down. So what I mean by 3D, I don't mean 3 dimensions like, you know, stereoscopic or anaglyph or anything like that. This is simply a game that has no pre-rendered backgrounds or pre-rendered images whatsoever. Everything is constantly changing and rendering live. You can see that perspectives change based on where you jump and what the angle of the camera is. But everything is running super smoothly. Uh-oh, boss fight. Oh. I actually only played this game a couple times. I hope I don't have to fight him because I don't know how to beat him. Weak point. Oh, here we go. His head. Oh, that's fairly obvious. Just jump on his head. Oh, I missed. Boom. Yeah, so the game seems to be, you know, running well. There's no lagging. There's no frame dropping. Doesn't really matter how much is going on the screen. It seems to be running very smoothly. So we tried a couple other games like Real Racing, Asphalt 5, and it never seemed to really, oh, I got hit. It never seemed to really slow it down. So the tablet is more than capable of playing 3D games that Android has to offer. Let's look at your App Store options. You have the One Mobile Marketplace, which has hundreds of thousands of apps. We have Google Play right there. It is Google Play certified. And we have the Skytex App Store, which is Skytex proprietary app stores catered to their tablets. It's on all their line of tablets, and this will have about 100,000 apps perfectly conformed and optimized for your Skytex tablet. Now let's check out the web browser, and once again this is one of those things that you can download any web browser you want. You can download Dolphin browser, or Opera, or Firefox, or whatever you want really. This is just the one that's preloaded on here. So we'll go to our news publication at goodyreader.com/blog. And this has a lot of images because we have 20 to 30 articles per day that go up. So, but even though, you know, it only took about 6 seconds, pinching and zooming works immediately. So the stock browser is pretty decent. If you don't want to, you don't have to go search for a new browser to download because this one seems to do the trick. Now, last thing we want to do is just do an overall wrap-up of what we think about this. Now, looking at everything, the build quality is very good. The only downside I would see that is the screen. It has a, it doesn't have as good of a viewing angle as most tablets, but that's really the only thing holding this back. This thing has a lot of good features. It has stereo speakers on the back. It's very thin, it's lightweight, and it actually has an HDMI out, which is spectacular because if you don't have to be bound by this screen and this device's viewing angle because you can just stream it to your TV, so you can play all the 3D games it's capable of playing on any size screen you want. So overall, I think the tablet's pretty good. You guys make your own decision. You've seen what it can do with videos, games, books, what its App Store options are. I mean, it's not running any specifically amazing type of Android. It's just a standard experience, so it will be familiar to you. So check it out. Let us know what you think. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, let us know down below. Specs are down below as well in the description. And for a review of the Skytex Skypad 10s, this is Peter from goodyreader.com. We review everything under the sun, and the Skytex line of tablets seem to be doing pretty well. They gradually get better and better for each line they kind of release. I know for a lot of devices like the Nook Simple Touch with Glow Light, they were really good, and then they made the Nook Glow Light and that was garbage. So Skytex is heading in the right direction, definitely. For more information on these devices, you can read our articles on goodyreader.com/blog. That's our news publication. Or you can keep watching on youtube.com/goodyreader, where we have over 860 videos for your viewing pleasure. So for another great vid, this is Peter. Thanks for watching, everyone.